don't want to hear me. You just want to dance. Don't want to.
Sportsmanship means doing what's right, treating your opponent with respect no matter the score.
The guy across from you works really hard to get to where he's at, so you should respect him, respect all the work he's put in.
It always goes back to the golden rule, you know, treat people how you would like to be treated.
I'm sure if you play sports, you've been around people who are unkind during the sport, but it makes it better and when everybody's kind. You're out there playing a sport, you're out there to have fun. You can still want to win, but always be kind. Remember, that's a human.
Nothing you can say from the stands is going to change the call that they make on the field. No matter how hard you yell at them, they're going to stick with the call on the field. So it doesn't really help much. But what does help is encouraging your team when they're down, when the call doesn't go their way. Instead of yelling at the officials, try and help encourage your team and get them out of the funk that they're in, and try and get them in the right direction.
It is 6:45, and it's now 13 degrees at KIW Forest City. It's time now for Lakeville Boys Tournament Basketball, and tonight they take on Sumner-Fredricksburg. And with the call of the game, here's Aaron Eckerstall on KIW and worldwide on KIW.com.
Hey, thanks, John. Hello, everybody, and welcome inside Lake Mills High School as we get set for Class 2A District Semifinal Basketball between the Bulldogs of Lake Mills and the Cougars of Sumner-Fredricksburg. Lake Mills playing in their first postseason game as they received a bye to be in the top team in District number 7, taking on Sumner-Fredricksburg, who got here by beating Forest City on their home floor on Monday night, 73-65, and now the Bulldogs with a chance to get back to the district championship with a win here in District 7 over Sumner-Fredricksburg this evening. Taking a look at the rest of the bracket here in Class 2A District number 7. The other game that took place on Monday, North Fayette Valley defeated Walk-On 65-56 at North Fayette Valley High School. They're in Osage tonight, 15-7. North Fayette Valley taking on 17-4 Osage. The winner of that gets the winner of this in the district championship. That district championship site yet to be determined. I know Bulldogs fans watching in. A little bit different when we get to Class 2A and Class 1A. Bulldogs were able to get a couple of games at home, but a little bit different. Less teams in Class 2A, less games. You have to play less games, and therefore less games on your home floor. So this will be, could be the last, unless they decide. But more than likely, district finals usually, for the most part, are played on neutral sites, and the site yet to be determined. And, of course, that will be opponent dependent. Of course, if Sumner-Fredricksburg were to upset Lake Mills for some reason this evening and say North Fayette Valley upsets Osage, then, of course, they're not going to come, normally, you set up sites for the higher seed in Lake Mills, but if they were to set up a site around here in north central Iowa, and then you have those upsets that happen of North Fayette Valley and Sumner-Fredricksburg meet in the district final, then they have to find a new site. So they'll wait with those sites until after tonight's game and determine, of course, I'm sure they have all their locations of what if this team wins, if that team wins, where that district final would take place. And, of course, the teams that are scheduled to be in the district final, if seeds were to hold, would be Lake Mills versus Osage, 17-4 Osage, and then you have to find a spot between Lake Mills and Osage to host that game. So those are all just what ifs, and we'll see what happens with the state after whoever wins this game. Lake Mills 21-0, trying to punch their ticket back to the district final. Lake Mills has been at the state tournament the last 3 seasons in Class 1A, back here in Class 2A for the first time since 2018-2019. In that 2018 and 2019 season, Lake Mills lost in the district semifinals. So this matchup, Lake Mills lost in the last time they were in Class 2A. That game was played in Forest City against Pocahontas area. And if you remember right, Pocahontas area went on to not only defeat Lake Mills, but then defeat Forest City in the district final, go to the sub-state game where they lost to Boyden Hall. Of course, the powers to be there at Boyden Hall over in western Iowa, boys basketball. Actually, sports in general, whenever we talk about sports in the high Class 1A and Class 2A ranks, we talk a lot about western Iowa over there and those teams in Western Christian and Boyden Hall and West Lyon and Central Lyon, George Little Rock. And, of course, those teams pretty good again this year here in Class 2A when it comes to basketball and in many other sports. We talk about them in football as well. Well, since that time in 2018-2019, the last time that Lake Mills was in Class 2A, since they went to 1A and beyond, Lake Mills is 94-6 in those past 4 seasons, including going 21-0 this year, and they've won 49 straight conference games. Can't get to that 50 mark, of course, this year. They will be able to attempt to try to get to a 50th straight conference win come around next year. 3 straight conference titles up here on the board for Lake Mills as they have dominated the top of Iowa West over the past 3 seasons, going undefeated in those seasons. And then you go to get your 49th game, you have to go back to the last game of the 2019-2020 season in which Lake Mills defeated North Union in that final game of the year, and then you tack on the past 3 seasons, gets you to 49 straight conference wins for Lake Mills. Again, 94-6 Lake Mills is in the past 4 seasons since they were last in Class 2A. The Sumner-Fredricksburg team, though, they got pretty hot on Monday against Forest City. That'll be a thing that Lake Mills will have to watch out for this evening as Sumner-Fredricksburg just hit incredibly from a couple of different areas. We start first with Jay Howard. Jay Howard, a 5'11 junior for Sumner-Fredricksburg, went off. He's a guy that averages about just over 2 3-pointers per game, made 2 3-pointers per game. He's had some games where he's had more, hit 7 of 13, just over 50% from 3-point range against Forest City on Monday. And, of course, if you're Lake Mills, you don't want anybody hitting 7 3-pointers unless they're wearing white and purple this evening. And Jay Howard, 7 of 13 for Sumner-Fredricksburg in their win over Forest City on Monday night. The other thing, Sumner-Fredricksburg as a team this season shoots 56% from the free throw line. As a team on Monday against Forest City, their first postseason game, shot 83%, 20 of 24 from the free throw line, 83% for the Sumner-Fredricksburg Cougars. Also, they averaged 17 turnovers per season and per game this season, and only had 14 against Forest City. They shot 45% from the floor on a normal 37% per game shooting. Just a little bit hot there for Sumner-Fredricksburg on Monday night. So of course Lake Mills saw the game film from that. Bulldog coaches watching that game live and saw then what they need to do. That's the nice thing for Lake Mills getting the bye here in Class 2A. Got a chance to relax on Monday, didn't have to play a game. Can work both ways. Of course, Sumner-Fredricksburg, we saw how hot they got on Monday, so now can they carry that on here to tonight against Lake Mills? And for Lake Mills, they were sitting idle. Was Lake Mills getting a little rusty without playing a game there? We will find that out here early in this contest. Sumner-Fredricksburg, a team that's not going to, well, we say that, and then they hit 7 3-pointers from one guy in Jay Howard against Forest City, but not a team that traditionally is going to just sit out and lock it down from deep. They're not going to shoot a lot of threes or usually make a lot of threes. They're more of a team that's going to screen and roll. They're a team that's going to try to penetrate the zone. They want to get inside. They want to take guys like Cade Mitchell, the senior. Howard, we talked about him a little bit. He wants to get inside. Niederhoff, he's going to drive. And then you got Achilles Cowigley, who's going to drive as well, the 6-foot junior. Saw a lot out of the sophomore and Tatum Nuss on Monday, the 5'9 sophomore. So really just a team that wants to get inside. They're a team that wants to shoot from around the paint or outside the paint And from times they're going to kick and shoot threes, and that's where they get a lot of their three-pointers are. They're not going to pass it around the perimeter until they find an open three-point shot. They're going to penetrate the zone with 2 or 3 passes inside the arc, and then there's going to be that guy that's going to be sitting wide open outside for 3. That's when they're going to make their three-pointers. That's what Lake Mills has seen on film, and that's what the Bulldogs will be trying to guard this evening. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back in 2 minutes as we're getting set for Lake Mills and Sumner-Fredricksburg in this Class 2A District 7 semifinal. We'll come back in 2 minutes with more of the pregame show. This is Lake Mills boys basketball from KIOW.
Congratulations to all of our strong North Iowa teams on your outstanding seasons, and good luck to all of you this postseason. Stronger together, Gold Eagle Cooperative, we are your team. For up-to-the-minute market and ag news, download our Gold Eagle Cooperative mobile app, or for career opportunities, including grain operations, agronomy, female operations, and transportation, apply online at goldeaglecoop.com.
The Titanium Lunchbox mobile food truck thanks you for your support in 2022, and we look forward to catering all your special events this year. Weddings, prom, graduation, reunions, or even a business luncheon. Choose anything off the Titanium Lunchbox menu or customize your own menu with casual or formal cuisine, even appetizers and desserts. Call us at 641-512-1187 today to book your event. The Titanium Lunchbox in Britt. What's in your lunchbox?
Hi, I'm Brent McNeese. McNeese Tire and Automotive in Britt. Big or small jobs, we do it all. Tires, oil changes, and other vehicle maintenance, inspections, brakes, even transmission and engine work. And with 24-hour roadside service calls, count on our McNeese Tire family to be there for your child when it matters most. McNeese Tire, a mile and a half west of Britt on Highway 18. Call 843-3536 or visit us on Facebook.
Celebrate 90 years with First State Bank of Belmont. Check out our website, fsbbelmont.com, for amazing giveaways all year long. Plus, you can sign up for mobile banking and e-statements. It's free, paperless, fast, and secure. First State Bank of Belmont, serving our customers, supporting our Belmont-Clemmy Bronco communities for 90 years. Member FDIC.
Give your home a new look from Instep Flooring of Kanawha. They sell and install top brands of carpet, ceramic, hardwood, laminate, and luxury vinyl materials for your home or business. Support local and visit Instep Flooring today in Kanawha or call 641-762-3688.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com as we get set for Lake Mills and Sumner-Fredricksburg in Class 2A District number 7. A few other games going on around the area this evening as in Class 1A contest in District Play, South Hamilton and West Hancock. We'll keep a tab on all of these games for you. South Hamilton and West Hancock, they're doing battle this evening in the Class 1A District. Also that Osage and North Fayette Valley game, that the winner of this will get the winner of that. We've got that game on our network for you as well, so we'll be able to keep you up to date with the scores on that. Garner Hayfield, Ventura, and Esterville Lincoln Central also in action this evening, and so we'll keep you on tabs on that contest as well. Let's take a look at our starting lineups tonight. First of all, for the home team on the scoreboard, they are the Lake Mills Bulldogs at 21-0 and 16-0, finished 16-0 in the TIC West. A junior guard at 6'2", Logan Bacon. A junior guard at 6'4", number 3 is Eli Mankey. A junior forward at 6'5", number 4 is Lance Helming. A sophomore forward at 6'5", number 23 is Aiden Stensrud, and number 25 is a senior guard at 6'4", Denton Kingland. Kyle Benke is the head coach of the Lake Mills Bulldogs. He has 369 career wins as the head coach of the Bulldogs. Starting lineups for the Cougars look like this. A junior guard at 6 foot, number 1 is Achilles Quigley. Number 5 is a junior guard at 5'11", Jay Jamison Howard. Number 10 is a senior guard at 5'10", Cade Mitchell. Number 14 is a sophomore guard at 5'9". Number 14 is Tatum Nuss. And number 40 is a sophomore guard at 6 foot. Number 40 is Callan Wilharm. Head coach of the Sumner-Fredricksburg Cougars in his 6th season is Mike Quigley. He's 50-85. The Cougars are 9-13 overall and finished 3-5 in the North Iowa Cedar League East Division where they played their conference basketball. We'll pause for the national anthem, come back. Tip-off between Sumner-Fredricksburg and Lake Mills is next.
The Flower Cart in Britt. Think spring and brighten someone's day with fresh, colorful flower arrangements, blooming plants, candles, diffusers, home decor, and other great gifts. The Flower Cart in Britt says good luck, area teams.
Schultzen Auto Parts is your local Napa Auto Parts store and Snow Dog Snowplow dealer located in Britt. For all your auto parts and auto repair needs, stop by or call Dan at Schultzen Auto in Britt, 641-843-3865. And check us out online at schultzenauto.com. Go Eagles!
Score the best Wi-Fi experience with fast fiber from ComOne. Get up to 1 gigabyte plus local support 24/7 so you can keep streaming your Eagles and Cardinals too. ComOne, the local one, serving Hancock, Wright, and Humboldt County neighborhoods with the most reliable internet, telephone, and digital HD TV. Click ComOneNet.net today.
Balcom & Grain Equipment has been in the grain handling business in Britt for over 55 years. Call Paul at 843-3734 today for more information on grain bins and Shivers drying equipment. Balcom & Grain Equipment in Britt. Specialist.
Oil Association in Garner since 1930. Whether it's tires or service for your vehicles and big farm equipment or your diesel barrel filled MX Premium Field Master Fuel, the Hancock County Co-op Oil, Highway 18 West in Garner. Call 800-924-COOP.
Welcome back here on KIOW, live at KIOW.com. Zara Negastel with you here from Lake Mills, Class 2A District 7 semifinal. Bulldogs in their white home jerseys. Bulldogs across their chest in purple, outlined in yellow. Numbers are on front and back in the same. Sumner-Fredricksburg going with those Navy jerseys this evening. It's a Vegas gold, Cougars across their chest. Vegas gold numbers are on front and back. And the tip-off comes to Lake Mills, and Bulldogs will start with it first, attempting to find the game's first points. Kingland in the corner. Can he knock down the first three? Yes, sir! Kingland knocks down the three for the Bulldogs, and Lake Mills leads early 3-0. Good sign for Lake Mills getting the three-point shot out of your first-team all-conference shooter there in Denton Kingland. Two-time first-team all-conference shooter for the Bulldogs. Wears 25. Here's the Cougars back the other way on the right side of your radio dial. Here's a drive inside by Nuss. His shot no good, short. He might have got too far underneath the hoop. Rebound. Here comes Bacon, and the Bulldogs back the other way. Bacon, Helming. Now Mankey, top of the key. This is Eli Mankey. Helming, turnaround jumper. Got two to bite. Thought he was going up for two. Instead, he turns around with the jumper. Doesn't get it to go. Rebound comes to Sumner-Fredricksburg. Back to the right side. Here's Wilharm. Wilharm inside the lane. Here's a back out. Nuss. Here's Jay Howard, left wing. Howard looks inside again. We talked about it. They're going to go inside a lot. Here's Quigley. Quigley gives the ball back out to Mitchell. Mitchell inside the IGHSAU logo. They're on the right side of the hoop. Howard will try for a three. That misses everything, and it's going to go out of bounds. Quigley gave his best attempt at going after it, but can't quite catch up to it. 6:39 to play in the first quarter. It's Lake Mills 3, Sumner-Fredricksburg 0. First round postseason action for Lake Mills. Second round for Sumner-Fredricksburg. They won the opener on Monday night to get here to play Lake Mills. That was your ticket. By getting a win on Monday night, you get the 8th ranked team in Class 2A. Lake Mills has been on a roller coaster with their rankings this year. To the right side, Kingland gets a great screen, going to try for another three, no good. Gets his own rebound. Follow your shot, kids. We'll put it up in front of the free throw line, no good this time. Couple of misses there for Kingland. Here comes Sumner-Fredricksburg back across the half-court line to the right side of your radio dial. Left wing, Howard with it. 6:10 to play here in quarter number 1. 3-0 Bulldogs. Nuss is just going to pull up for three and drains it. Tatum Nuss with a hand in his face. Step back, knock down a three. 3-3 our score inside. Stensrud has positioning, puts it up and he scores. When Stensrud's got position inside, it's hard to guard him, actually almost impossible. You either foul him and send him to the free throw line or you let him have two, and he finds two there. Kingland's got a steal. Kingland looking up at Bacon. Kingland over 100 assists this year, but obviously the better choice was to go for two that time as they were waiting for him to pass it off. Good patience there by Kingland. goes to the rim. He finds the 2. Timeout called by Sumner-Fredricksburg. 30-second timeout. We'll come back right after this.
Britt Food Center. Experience all the benefits of a family-owned local grocery store like prime quality meat, fresh produce, deli, and bakery items. Download the Bright Aisle mobile app for digital coupons, recipes, email offers, and smart zone alerts to save even more. Or visit us online at BrittFoodCenter.com.
Back here to Lake Mills High School. Zarin Egestal with you, high above the gymnasium here in Lake Mills. Great crowd on hand, as if you're joining us via the video stream. You can see the full Bulldog stands across the way. From left to right, they are packed full of purple. Good Cougar crowd has made the trip here from Sumner and Fredericksburg this evening. Across the half-court line, here comes Nuss for the Cougars in those navy blue jerseys. Vegas gold letters and numbering this evening. On the left side, this is Mitchell. Zone defense here for Lake Mills. Howard's going to try for a 3. That's no good. Rebound comes to Mankey. Mankey to Bacon. Long pass. Bacon to Kingland. Kingland pitches it off to Helming. Helming too strong. But Aiden Stensrud's taking on the entire team himself. And he's going to go to the free throw line. Tic-tac-toe pass to Helming. Couldn't quite get it to go. And then Stensrud takes on the entire town of Sumner and Fredericksburg by himself. And he's going to get fouled and go to the free throw line for a pair. First foul of the game is going to be called against Quigley. Achilles Quigley going to be called for his first foul, first team foul on either. And going to the free throw line is Stensrud. His first shot is up, and it is good. Stensrud, a 53% free throw shooter this year. Now 36 of 67 on the season as he gets the first one to go here. Second free throw, no good. Rebound comes out to Sumner-Fredericksburg. Here's Wilharm. Wilharm gets it across into the corner to Quigley. Quigley looking for 2. His shot no good. Gives it back to Howard, left wing. Howard, Quigley inside. Quigley is stopped. Short corner left side. To the right side, Wilharm. Wilharm looking for a 3. It's no good. And the rebound is going to come back to Sumner-Fredericksburg. Inside, Jay Howard. Howard kicks it out top of the key. This is Niederhoff. Inside, Wilharm. Wilharm strong to the hoop, and he scores. Wilharm's first bucket, and it's now 8-5. Sumner-Fredericksburg back to within 3. Now they're going to get a turnover. Howard has got it. They're 2-on-1. Pitches it to Mitchell. Mitchell for 2. He scores. It's a 1-point game. 8-7. Good ditch off there for Sumner-Fredericksburg. Back the other way. Here comes Lake Mills now with the basketball. Bulldogs will set up their offense. Get the call from head coach Kyle Mankey to the right of us. Inside, Stensrud through everybody. Spin move twice. And Stensrud gets the 2-point basket to go for Lake Mills. Now 10-7 as Stensrud has his 4th point, 5th point of the game. Here's a shot, it is up and it is no good. Rebound to Wilharm, and he is fouled. So Wilharm fouled and will go to the free throw line. There's a contact with the face there. Foul will go on Stensrud. That'll be his first foul of the game against Lake Mills. And Wilharm at the free throw line for a pair. His first one is up and it is good. Stensrud actually has 5 for Lake Mills, had a free throw and then missed his second end of his free throw. Wilharm makes the first one here. Wilharm, a 69% free throw shooter this season. Second free throw is up, and it is good. Wilharm makes them both. Again, we talked about it. Sumner-Fredericksburg shot 83% on Monday, 20 of 24 from the free throw line. A team that shoots 59 this season as a team. Here's Kingland. Just picks apart the defense and drives in methodically. Finds the 2-point basket for Lake Mills. It's now 12-9. Bulldogs lead 12-9. First quarter action. 3:13 to play in the first. Jay Howard on the right wing. He's got those Tiffany blue shoes on this evening. Here's a drive in by Wilharm. Kicks it back out to Howard. Howard has got positioning. Will go to the right side. Just can't quite get it to go. He had the positioning on Helming. Just not strong enough against the defense of Helming. He's short on the shot, and the rebound comes to Stensrud for Lake Mills. In the corner, Mankey with the basketball. Back to Stensrud, third block, left side of the paint. Now Kingland inside Helming. Helming goes up strong through contact and finds the two. Lance Helming scores for the first time tonight, and it's 14-9. Lake Mills leads by 5. Back to the right side, 2:33 to play in the first. Mitchell, good defense by Helming, pops out of the screen, finds the steal on Mitchell, who thought he was going to have a free release there to the top of the key. Helming just pops out, takes it away. Now Eli Menke, his first 3 attempt of the night is cash money. 3-pointer for Eli Menke, make it 17-9. Lake Mills heating up on both the defensive side and the offense. Back on defense for the Bulldogs. Here's Nuss. Nuss drives in inside the lane, has his shot by Stensrud. Blocked by Stensrud. Outlet pass to Kingland. Kingland, left hand, no good. And he's fouled and go to the free throw line. Kingland goes to the left side, takes the contact. Can't quite get the bucket to go. But the foul called on Niederhoff. So Niederhoff going to be charged with his second team foul against Sumner-Fredricksburg. And Kingland at the free throw line here for the Bulldogs. First free throw is up and it is good. So Kingland gets the first one to go. 18-9 now the lead as Lake Mills will double up Sumner-Fredricksburg. Quigley is back in. Achilles Quigley, the junior, son of head coach Mike Quigley. There's the second free throw up, and it is good for Kingland. It's now 19-9, Lake Mills by 10. Jay Howard with it on the right wing, back at the Bulldog logo. 20 on the shot clock. And Menke tried to steal that one away, but it goes out to Niederhoff, and he's going to knock down a 3. So Menke poked it away, but it goes right to Niederhoff, and Menke could chase after it, obviously, for defensive reasons. And so Niederhoff is open. He's going to knock down a 3, and it's now 19-12. Oh, man, now Manis and Eli Menke collide, but Lake Mills keeps the basketball. As Manis thought that ball was going to him, Eli Menke thought he was going to him. Now Menke's going to try for a 3. It's no good, a 40% three-point shooter. And we're going to have a foul called against Lake Mills going the other way as the Bulldogs were trying to poke one away. It'll be on Helming. That'll be his second team foul. So miscommunication there offensively for Lake Mills. Didn't turn into a disaster as they were still able to get it out to Menke for another shot, but couldn't quite get it to go. 1:11 to play in the first, 19-12. Lake Mills leads by 7. Here's a spin move and a drive. Nuss for 2, he scores. Tatum Nuss finds a 2-point basket for Sumner-Fredricksburg. Now they're going to put on their full court press after the basket was good. Lake Mills breaks it. Bulldog fans wanted a foul across the way. Don't get it. Free throw line, Kingland. And Menke trying to give it off to Menke. Stolen away by Sumner-Fredricksburg. Transition 3 is no good for Nuss, and this time Kingland's got the rebound for the Bulldogs. They've got numbers. Lake Mills 4 on 3 the other way. Stensrud inside looking for 2. Count the basket and the foul. Aiden Stensrud through contact finds the 2, and he's going to the free throw line for an and 1. Stensrud all over the paint tonight. Foul will go against Netterhoff. That is his second, third team for Sumner-Fredricksburg. And Stensrud now 1 for 2 from the free throw line this evening. Will get one more opportunity here as he's trying to make a three-pointer the old-fashioned way. With 34 seconds left in the quarter, free throw is up and it is good. 22-14, Lake Mills in the lead by 8. 30 seconds in the quarter, shot clock is off, so Sumner-Fredricksburg will have a 2-for-1 opportunity as the possession arrow is in favor of the Cougars. So a 2-for-1 opportunity here for Sumner-Fredricksburg. Nuss has got it left wing working on Helming. Top of the key, hands it off to the right side. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell at the Bulldog logo, which is a few paces behind the three-point line. 8 seconds on the clock, and Howard is going to take one from range. No good. Mitchell's got the rebound. Another opportunity for Sumner-Fredricksburg, and a foul is called with 1.5 left in the quarter. So Jay Howard just pulled up from range as he was 3 or 4 steps behind the three-point line with 8 seconds on the clock, trying to give his team another opportunity if he missed. And that's exactly what it is. The long rebound came out to Mitchell. He grabbed it, went in, and was fouled. We'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots, and the first one is up, and it is good. Foul for Lake Mills. Goes against Manis, his first, team's third. One more free throw for Mitchell. It is up and it is no good. Rebound to Stensrud, and that'll be the end of the quarter. Stensrud doesn't heave one up from full court. No point. 22-15, Lake Mills will lead by 7. At the end of 1, we'll come back in 1 minute for second quarter action. This is Lake Mills boys basketball from KIOW.
Trailers Enterprises of Garner, whether around your business or town with their trailer spotting service or across the states with their over-the-road trucking. Check them out at Pregnant Enterprises on Facebook or call 641-430-5481. Good luck to area teams as you keep trucking through the playoffs.
After serving the Forest City community for over 50 years, Wilson Dental is now expanding to serve you better. We look forward to seeing you at our Forest City and our Garner location. Wilson Dental, where your smile is our reward.
Back here on KIOW, live at KIOW.com. Zarin Egestal with you. This Lake Mills Bulldog boys basketball team, I think, definitely had its doubters this year. The team lost over 1,200 points from last year's team. Last year's team that went to the state tournament in Class 1A, went to the semifinals, scored 1,845 points last year. They came back, and Lake Mills brought about 600 or so of those points back, as 1,284 points from last year's team gone to graduation. And Lake Mills scoring just fine. They're going to find a steal to start the second quarter. Bacon drives in for 2. His shot is up, and it is good. So aggressive start for Lake Mills. Turns into another 2-point basket. This Lake Mills team this year is scoring 72 points per game. Last year's team that we all thought was pretty good, was pretty good for Lake Mills. There's a 2-point basket, no good for Sumner-Fredricksburg. Driving in, scored 68 points per game. So this team 4 points better so far through 21 games. Of course, that team played 27 games, so we'll see this Lake Mills team, how many games this Lake Mills team plays this year. But no drop-off, just continue right where they left off after all those seniors they lost. Here's Bacon inside Stensrud. Stensrud spin move, working on Wilharm, no good, short. Rebound, gets his own rebound, puts it back up with the left hand, and he scores. So strong inside, missed it short, grabbed it back against 2 defenders, and puts it back in. Stensrud for Lake Mills scores the basket. 26-15 now the lead for Lake Mills. Here's Cowigley, left wing. Cowigley gives it back to Nuss. Nuss at the free throw line. Into the corner, here's Wilharm. Wilharm will pull up for 3, that's good. Wilharm knocks down a 3-point basket for Sumner-Fredericksburg. Don't see Wilharm knocking down a lot of threes this season, but he pulls down one here for Sumner-Fredericksburg. Lake Mills will answer with a 3. It's no good by Manis. Rebound comes through the hands of Stensrud into the hands of Kingland, and Kingland will find a 2-point basket on the rebound. Now a 10-point lead for Lake Mills. 28-18. 2 free throws will come as the Bulldogs will get called for their 4th foul. It'll be on Eli Mankey, his first. 4th team foul. Everybody has 1. There's 4 Bulldogs with fouls. Everybody has 1. Nobody in foul trouble right now with 6:09 to play here in the second quarter. Free throws will come out of the hands of Nuss, a 59% free throw shooter, and the first one goes. As Sumner-Fredericksburg picking up right where they left off on Monday, making 4 of 5 free throws so far and 3 3-pointers in this first half. Second free throw is no good. Rebound to the Bulldogs. It's 28-19. Here's Manis. Stensrud gives it back to Manis. Manis doesn't pull the trigger. Drives inside the lane, kicks it out to Kingland. Kingland will try for a 3. That's no good. It's a bit short. Stensrud realized that it was going to miss. He crashes the board, and then there's going to be a foul that's going to be called on him. So you could see the eyes of Stensrud. He crashed that board right away. He knew the 3 was missing. He gets into the rim and going to get called for a foul on his way. That'll be his second. He'll be the first Bulldog with 2 fouls, 15 foul. As Manis is going to leave, and Chase Gatsky is going to come in for the first time. The 6'1 junior wears 32, checks in here for the Bulldogs. 20th game of the season that Gatsky has played. This is the 22nd of the year. for Lake Mills. 22nd game, played 21 in the regular season. First postseason. Howard for three. That's no good. Rebound picked up by Bacon. Lake Mills wants to run. Kingland gets around Nuss. Kingland for two with contact. Count the foul. He was expecting the contact. He went with the contact. Scores his fourth field goal of the game, and we'll go back to the free throw line for Lake Mills. Kingland already 2 for 2 from the free throw line this evening. Again, with 4 field goals, we'll have a chance at a three-point play. Foul was on Quigley. That's his second. Three-point play completed by Kingland. Quigley charged with his second foul, fourth team against Sumner-Fredricksburg. 5:21 to play, second quarter. Inside Wilharm. Wilharm gives it back to Mitchell. Mitchell for two, and he's going to be fouled. So Mitchell went up. Good little move there. That's what we were expecting out of Sumner-Fredricksburg. Those screen and rolls, those get insides and find good passing. And they're going to get to the free throw line with it as Lake Mills will be charged with a foul. Foul will go on Bacon. That'll be his first now. 6 teams, so Sumner-Fredricksburg will shoot free throws for the remainder of the half. First free throw is up, and it is good for Mitchell. Mitchell now 2 of 3 from the free throw line in this game. 31-20, Lake Mills leads by 11. Second free throw, Mitchell is no good. Rebound to Gatsky for the Bulldogs. 5:13 to play in the second across the half-court line. Kingland's got it top of the key. Kingland gets a screen. Nobody's there to guard him, and he's going to knock it down. He can knock down with somebody in his face, and without somebody in his face, he's just at the gym shooting all alone there. Here's a drive. Quigley up and under for two. That's a nice move there by the junior. Achilles Quigley finds two. An answer back for Sumner-Fredricksburg, 34-22. Still a 12-point lead for Lake Mills. And we've got a travel going to be called on Kingland. Kingland was trying to duck and dive through the defense of Sumner-Fredricksburg. He was trying to draw as many Sumner-Fredricksburg players to him as possible, which then leaves his teammates open. That's what Lake Mills likes to do with Bulldogs having so many weapons. If you want to put two bodies on somebody like Kingland, and there's always going to be somebody else open, and that's what Kingland was looking for there. A pass back to try to knock down a shot. This is another three, no good from deep range there by Nuss. Rebound to Lake Mills, left side of your radio dial. Here comes Kingland again. He's open for a three, left open. He's going to knock it down. Kingland left open again. They lost him. Not sure how you can lose him, but they did. And another three for Kingland. It's now 37-22, 4:09 to play here in the second quarter. Bulldogs lead. Here's a drive inside. Quigley will find Chewy scores. Achilles Quigley gets open. Lake Mills will not take a break as they're going to come right back the other way. Sumner-Fredricksburg was trying to slow things down a little bit. Lake Mills says, nope, we're going to keep the pedal down here. Go back to the way. Lance Helming's going to find two, 39-24. At the free throw line, Wilharm will try two. That's good. Wilharm gets the basket to go. Wide open. Helming's now going to try for a three. That's no good. A rebound to Quigley for Sumner-Fredricksburg. Wilharm, quick pass out to Howard in the corner. Back inside Wilharm for two. Left hand, yes. Callan Wilharm will find another one. Wilharm's having himself quite the first half, 11 points. 3:09 to play now in the second quarter, 39-28 is the lead. We've got a jump ball, and it's going to stay with Sumner-Fredricksburg. Sumner-Fredricksburg was hoping for a foul on Lake Mills instead of a foul being called. It's a jump ball, which stays with Lake Mills. Now we've got a conversation going on at the scorer's table. Not sure what the conversation is about, but whatever it is, they've got it correct. It looked like the official was talking with the clock operator, so I'm not sure quite what the conversation was, but whatever it is fixed. Here's Stensrud. Kingland, we've inbounded the basketball. 2:58 to play. Kingland is going to get called for a travel. And we're going to go the other way. Again, Sumner-Fredricksburg fans were looking for an offensive foul instead of a travel. They wanted to get Kingland one there. But the officials disagreed and called him for a travel instead. 39-28, an 11-point lead for Lake Mills. 2:56 to play here in the second quarter. Bulldogs have led by double digits for much of this second quarter. Nuss trying to spin around Manis, instead backs it back out. Howard's going to try for a three. That's no good. Howard knew it was no good from the start as he started chasing after it. And now we're going to have a foul, it appears, against Sumner-Fredricksburg. Ball goes out of bounds. They're going to call a foul against Cade Mitchell. That'll be his first, 5th team against the Cougars. So 16 fouls called against Lake Mills, 5 against the Cougars here in this first half. 39-28, 2:33 to play in the opening half. Lake Mills leads in this Class 2A district semifinal. Winner gets the winner of North Fayette Valley and Osage. Lake Mills throws it away. They were trying to feed inside to Stensrud. And the pass just a bit high and wide and out of bounds. 2:24 to now to play here on the second quarter. Lake Mills leads 39-28. We'll get a check on that Osage North Fayette Valley score at halftime. There's Wilharm fading away, gets the 2 to go. Wilharm now has 5 field goals, 4 two-point field goals and a 3-point field goal. Has a couple of free throws in this game as well. 13 total points for Wilharm. The sophomore, going to be good for Sumner-Fredricksburg for a couple of years to come. We've got a foul called. Basket went in, but they're going to wave off the basket. Mitchell is going to be charged with his second foul. And that'll be the 6th now on Sumner-Fredricksburg. So we're going to shoot free throws with both teams from now on for the rest of the quarter, which is just 1:58. 1:58 remaining here in the second quarter. Lake Mills leads by 9 as Sumner-Fredricksburg hasn't got it under double digits. 39-30. Inbound pass coming from the baseline. Bacon looking to get it in. Only has about a second or so to get it. Does to Kingland. Kingland for 2. His shot no good. Kingland goes hard to the floor. He might have hit his head. Now the ball is loose. Wilharm has got it. Manis trying to get a steal. Sumner-Fredricksburg fans looking for a foul. Now they're going to call against Sumner-Fredricksburg. That's not going to make the Cougar fans happy. The officials are going to come together and talk about it now. As the Lake Mills fans were looking for a foul, Sumner-Fredricksburg fans were looking for a foul. One was called. We think it's going to go against Sumner-Fredricksburg. It is going to go against Sumner-Fredricksburg. So Manis, the extra effort there for the Bulldogs, gets the basketball back, and they're going to call a foul on Wilharm. It'll be his first and the 7th called against Sumner-Fredricksburg, but because there wasn't possession, there won't be free throws. Here's a spin move, and now an offensive foul going to be called on Lance Helming. So Lance Helming will be called for a offensive foul, and we'll go back the other way. Again, no free throws being shot as an offensive foul on Helming. That'll be his second. Helming will have to come out. Stensrud comes back in. So a little bit of wildness here between these two teams. Both fan bases were looking for fouls. Both fan bases got a foul in as many minutes. Here's Nuss in the lane. Bulldog fans looking for 3 seconds in the lane. Didn't get a call. Top of the key, Mitchell gives the basketball back to Nuss. 1:20 to play here in the second quarter. Nuss for 2. His shot no good. Stensrud the rebound. Outlet pass. We'll give it off to Bacon. Bacon back to Kingland. 1:12 to play here in the second quarter. 26 on the shot clock. 39-30, Lake Mills by 9. Kingland's got the ball in his hands. Always dangerous. Now Bacon, free throw line. Zone pressure here for the Cougars of Sumner-Fredricksburg. Stensrud, third block. Looking for 2. His shot a bit strong, no good. Rebound to Quigley. Quigley to Mitchell across the line. Niederhoff back to Quigley. Quigley drives in, might have traveled. Either way, it's going to be a takeaway for Lake Mills as Bacon gets a steal. And now a blocking foul is going to be called against Sumner-Fredricksburg. So Bacon was driving in, and I think Niederhoff got in front of him. Yeah, Niederhoff got in front of him, was trying to pick up a charge, another offensive foul against Lake Mills. Instead, he runs right into front of a train just about as Bacon runs him over. But definitely a blocking foul. It'll be the second against, it'll be the second against Niederhoff, 8th team, and we've got 1-and-1 free throws for Bacon. So Bacon will get a 1-on-1 opportunity. First one is good. He'll get the second half. 40-30, Lake Mills extends it back to double digits for the first time in a couple of minutes. 37 seconds left here in the second quarter. It's 40-30, a 10-point lead for Lake Mills. Second free throw, Bacon is no good. Rebound to Quigley. So it'll stay at 10. Shot clock in game clock are differenced by about a second. So Sumner-Fredricksburg cannot hold for the last shot. There will be about a second remaining if the shot is good. I guess if it's no good with a rebound, off the rebound probably would be expiring at the same time. So there's not much of a difference. It's not going to matter now as Lake Mills is going to get called for a foul as Gatsky is going to get charged for his first, 9th team against the Bulldogs. And free throws for Wilharm. First free throw is up and it is good. So free throw is good for Wilharm as Caden Trainer will check in for the first time tonight. The junior wears number 24. Trainer in. Second free throw for Wilharm is up and it is good. Inbound pass, 23 seconds left here in the quarter. It's a 8-point lead for Lake Mills, the number 8 team in Class 2A. Shot clock now off, 14 seconds as Bacon brings it back out about half court. Feeds it to Kingland. Kingland free throw line in the corner. Mankey will drive baseline. He's stopped. Kicks it out to Bacon. 4 seconds in the quarter. Bacon from the second block. Jumper, no. Rebound to Howard, and Howard will not get a shot off before halftime. Howard just about makes it from beyond half court, but it would not have counted. Lake Mills will lead by 8. They've led by as much as 14, but will lead by 8 going into the halftime break. If you're Sumner-Fredricksburg, you probably couldn't ask for much more to be only trailing by 8 points in this game. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Our halftime show will come next. An 8-point lead for the Lake Mills Bulldogs. We'll talk all about it here at halftime. This is Lake Mills boys basketball from KIOW.
The Forest City Family YMCA proudly supports all our area athletes. Congratulations and good luck in the tournaments. The Forest City Family YMCA for youth development, for healthy living, for social responsibility.
Attention farmers, have you heard of the new form of nitrogen? It is Proven 40 from Pivot Bio. It's a biological that turns atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia nitrogen, usable to the plant from V5 to R3. Choose Storby C, where every day is seed day.
NSB Bank wishes all athletes good luck in postseason. For the latest financial products and services with a community touch by local decision makers, stop into your NSB branch location in Titanca, Forest City, Thompson, Mason City, or Northwood. NSB Bank, we're here for you. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Missile Insurance and Realty of Forest City. Whether buying or selling a home, Tim Missile and Pat Levick has the market experience to help you follow your dream. Missile Insurance and Realty can help you insure that dream once you find it. Missile Insurance and Realty in Forest City. Call 641-582-3554.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. Zara Negastal with you here at halftime as we had a wild end to that second half in which Lake Mills and Sumner-Fredricksburg go to the halftime with a 40-32 lead for the Bulldogs as Lake Mills trying to get back to another district final back here in Class 2A. Again, we talked about it in the pregame show. If you're just joining us, Lake Mills was last in Class 2A in 2018-2019. They lost in this game in the district semifinals, so trying to get to a Class 2A district final. And I know for the Bulldogs, really trying to show everybody else in the state that they belong in Class 2A. Lake Mills had kind of a roller coaster this year in Class 2A as far as the rankings go. First time ever that the IHSAA, the Iowa High School Athletic Association, doing their own rankings this year. And if you're not sure how that works, well, there's a committee of 3. The committee includes 2 former coaches and 1 current media member. So a total of 4 media members, and then everybody else coaches. There are a couple of IHSAA staff members that kind of oversee, but there's a different committee, so a different group of 3 on every Class 1A, Class 2A, Class 3A, Class 4A. They all have their own committee that are doing the rankings this year. That's also how they did the pairings for basketball, and we've seen through the pairings that the pairings are a lot better than they have before in the past. A couple of years ago, we had a number 1 versus a number 2, and again, the IHSAA wasn't doing rankings at that time, so they don't acknowledge number 1 versus number 2. They just put teams how they felt that they should be going against each other, but the Associated Press was doing rankings, and at that time, it was the number 1 versus the number 2 team in the state in a district final, not even a sub-state or a state game. In a district final, we had number 1 versus number 2, and that's the call for this change in system, and so far, so good. Of course, first time you're having anything, there's going to be problems, and I think Lake Mills definitely a little bit shaded this year as the Bulldogs. It took them over half of the season to even find the rankings, a team that's been to state 3 times in a row and a team that was undefeated and kind of rolling through a little bit. It took them over half the season to even get in the rankings, and then once they got in the rankings, they were at number 10. They won 2 games and fell out of the rankings, and then they were out of the rankings for a couple of weeks. Then they come back at number 8, so it all worked out that Lake Mills ended up as a top 8 seed as the number 8 team in Class 2A in those rankings. But yeah, kind of just an up and down year for the Bulldogs. Same with this game, for Lake Mills, it's been kind of an up and down game. The Bulldogs led by as much as 14 at one point in this contest, and then right now Sumner-Fredricksburg's got it at an 8-point deficit, 40-32. We'll take another break. We'll come back in 2 minutes. We'll give you all the stats, everything you need to know about the first half. This is Lake Mills boys basketball from KIOW.
Hi, I'm Cameron, and I play for the West Hancock Eagles. My grandpa Bill at the Combo Shop has been dressing Eagle fans for over 50 years. Get a great deal on men's, women's, and children's West Hancock shirts, hats, hoodies, and coats. Plus, Vikings and Packers gear, Iowa State, Iowa, and UNI apparel, as well as Skechers footwear. Shop the Combo Shop, downtown Brent.
Malin Egg Service of Forest City is a proud supporter of Forest City High School athletics. Nate Malin is with you from the word go. From planting to harvest, you can count on Nate. Contact him today in Forest City at 641-860-1712. Nate will help you put the right seed on your acres. 641-860-1712.
A&W Restaurant in Forest City. A&W has delicious burgers, cheese curds, onion rings, chicken tenders, and more. Available daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Finish your meal with a tasty root beer float, shake, polar swirl, or soft serve ice cream. A&W, where the food is as good as the root beer. Highway 69 North in Forest City.
Grow Electric in Lake Mills is proud to support area athletics and proud to serve our new and returning customers. To get started on any electrical project, big or small, call 641-592-8282. Good luck, athletes, from Grow Electric in Lake Mills.
Check out McCluskey Appliances' wide selection of appliances brands like Maytag, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Amana, and Jenn-Air. In stock, plenty of choices, and quick delivery is our goal. McCluskey Appliance in Mason City or Garner. Experience, customer service, and making new relationships is what we're all about. Stop in and see us, follow us on Facebook, or connect with us at McCluskeyAppliance.com.
Custom Paint and Collision of Forest City. Corey and his staff have nearly 50 years of body shop experience and can fix just about anything on the road. They give free estimates and also carry car batteries and windshield wipers. Located on Highway 69 just south of Forest City, it's Custom Paint and Collision, your body shop. Holland Contracting in Forest City for earth moving, Barcode metal buildings, farm drainage, directional drilling, demolition, tire shop, and more. Call the construction experts at 641-585-2231. Holland Contracting in Forest City, dedicated to making the region a better place, one project at a time.
Welcome back here on KIOW, live at KIOW.com. Lake Mills Bulldogs have re-entered the floor as a little bit of applause there for their Bulldogs. Lake Mills got a good crowd on hand here in Lake Mills this evening. Let's take a look at the first half stats as the Bulldogs scored 22 points in the first quarter. It was 22-15 at the end of 8 minutes, a 7-point lead for Lake Mills at that point. Lake Mills came out firing in the second half, got a double-digit lead, and held that double-digit lead for about halfway through the second quarter, a little over halfway through the second quarter, and then Sumner-Fredricksburg made a run there to get it under double digits to 8. They got it to 9, and Lake Mills got it back to 10, and then now they got it at 8, where it sits right now. 18-17, Lake Mills outscores Sumner-Fredricksburg in the second quarter to get us to our total of 40-32 here at halftime. Individual stats look like this. Denton Kingland, absolute monster in the first half. He has 9 points from beyond the arc, a total of 20 points, including 3 for 3 from the free throw line, a 20-burger for Kingland in the first half. He's got 20. Aiden Stensrud has 10. There's 30 of the 40 points for Lake Mills right there. The other 10 points look like this: 4 for Lance Helming, 3 for Eli Mankey, and 3 for Logan Bacon. For Sumner-Fredricksburg, 15 for Will Harm, Callan Wilharm goes off for 15 points in the first half, 6 for Nuss, 4 for Mitchell, 4 for Quigley, and 3 for Niederhoff. Both teams shooting pretty incredibly from the free throw line in the first half, as there were a total of 14 free throws shot in the first half. Sumner-Fredricksburg was 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the first half for a percentage of 71.4%. Lake Mills was 6 of 7 from the first half from the free throw line for a total of 85.7% in the first half. The two teams combined to go 11 of 14 from the free throw line, a total of 78.6% for the two teams. There were 16 fouls called in the first half, 8 fouls called against Lake Mills. There was 1 against Manis, 1 against Bacon, 1 against Eli Mankey, 2 against Lance Helming, and 2 against Aiden Stensrud. For Sumner-Fredricksburg, there were 2 fouls called against Quigley, 3 fouls called against Niederhoff, 2 fouls called against Mitchell, 1 foul called in the contest against Wilharm, and 18 fouls on both teams, a total of 16 fouls for these two. We'll take 30 seconds, come back in 30 for the start of the second half.
The Farmers Co-op of Forest City, Leyland of Upper Center, Iowa, and Keystone, Minnesota. For all your feed, seed, fertilizer, chemical, and fuel needs, see the Farmers Co-op, serving the area since 1916. Good luck to area athletes from the Farmers Co-op Association.
Welcome back here on KIOW, live at KIOW.com. Lake Mills boys basketball. Let's give you an update on other games around the area. We promised that here at halftime. Osage is leading North Fayette Valley 25-22 in the third quarter. So that's a 3-point game. Again, the winner of that gets the winner of this game. We also have South Hamilton leading West Hancock 34-22. And it is ELC 37, Garner Hayfield Ventura 24. Back into basketball, Lake Mills going to start with a 2-pointer from Denton Kingland. So Kingland will start where he left off in the first half, as Kingland will find 2. And Lake Mills now leads again by 10. Here's a shot and a foul going to be called. The 2 referees nearest to it did not call a foul. They let it go. Oh, they're going to call body. So it was a clean block. That's the difference. Some people upset. So a clean block there for Lake Mills, but the body is what's going to get called on the foul. So to go against Stensrud, that'll be his 3rd. That's one thing that kind of upsets people when they watch a basketball game, is they think, oh, it's a clean block. How is there a foul called? Well, there's multiple ways to pick up a foul, not just hitting somebody on the arm when they shoot a free throw. Shoot a shot. Second free throw is up, and it is no good for Nuss. So the body from the rear official is what's called there. Lance Helming will come back and find a 2 the other way for Lake Mills. Makes it now 44-33. So 44-33, Lake Mills leads the basketball game by 11. Here's Wilharm, had 15 in the first half. Left side, Nuss gives it back to Wilharm. Wilharm for 2. He scores. Wilharm gets loose inside and finds 2 for Sumner-Fredricksburg. Wilharm was 4 for 4 in the first half on the free throw line. There's a 2 for Lance Helming, and he's going to be fouled. So Lance Helming comes out with some aggression here in the second half. Wilharm will be charged with his second foul. First team foul against Sumner-Fredricksburg here in the second half. So Lance Helming, who had 4 and had a couple of fouls in that first half, comes back with a 2 earlier in the quarter, and now going hard to the hole that time, gets a foul. Will go to the free throw line. First free throw is up, and it is good for Helming. Helming, a 71% free throw shooter, now 65 of 91 on the season. This will be his 92nd free throw, and it's no good. And the rebound will come to Mitchell for Sumner-Fredricksburg. They lose it out of bounds. Mitchell and Nuss, miscommunication. That ball gets away, goes out of bounds. Will go back to Lake Mills. A turnover for Sumner-Fred, one that they don't want to have, trying to play against this very talented Lake Mills team. Want every possession they can have, and a missed opportunity there. Here's Kingland left side. Kingland thought about a step back 3, doesn't pull the trigger, instead goes inside to Stensrud. He's short and his shot no good. Quigley's got the rebound. Quigley feeds it off to Niederhoff. Niederhoff to Wilharm, top of the key. Quigley will try for a 3. That's a swoosh. Quigley will knock down a triple. He's got 7 now for Sumner-Fredricksburg, and Fred won't go away. It's 45-32. There's a 2-point shot. That's a displacement. Should have been a foul call that nobody was watching as Bacon was displaced coming back down. You can't displace a shooter when he's in the air. Should have been a foul called. Now Stensrud will come back for a block. Comes out to Lake Mills. Here's Lance Helming. Helming, short corner right side, top of the key. Menke will try for a 3. That's good. Menke answers with a 3 for the Bulldogs. Second 3 of the game for Menke. Had one in the first quarter. And Lake Mills will get their lead back to 10, 48-38. 5:51 to play in the third quarter. Here's Nuss in the right wing. At the top of the key, Nuss hands the basketball back to Niederhoff. Mitchell in the right corner. Wilharm inside the lane, 16 on the shot clock. Quigley gets Kingland to bite on a shot fake. He'll drive in, and then a foul is going to be called on the floor against Kingland. So Quigley got Kingland to bite on the shot fake and then got him to foul him as he was flying by. 48-38, 5:33 to play here. Oh, shot no good as that one was a bit short from Wilharm on the inbound pass, and Lake Mills will get it back, leading by 10. Bacon in the corner, Menke. Menke to Helming. Helming short corner left side. Tries twice to get past Mitchell. Good defense by Mitchell. They have to give it back off to Bacon, top of the key. Bacon working one-on-one with Niederhoff in the lane. Kingland tried to pass. It was deflected for a moment. Now Helming, 12 on the shot clock for Lake Mills. 5:07 to play here in the quarter. 8 on the shot clock. Bulldogs got to go. And now a foul is going to be called. So Lake Mills is going to get a bailout from Sumner-Fredricksburg as Quigley is going to be called with his third foul. Just 5 seconds left on the shot clock. And the Bulldogs get a foul against Sumner-Fredricksburg, which gives him back a fresh 35 on the shot clock with 5:03 to play here in the third quarter. 10-point lead for Lake Mills. Bacon will inbound the basketball. Inside to Menke. Menke in the paint for 2. It's no good. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back up. It's short again, and this time we'll go to Wilharm, and a foul is going to be called against Bacon. So Wilharm grabs it. Bacon called for a reach-in. That'll be his second foul of the game. It'll be the third team foul against the Bulldogs in the half. 48-38. 4:51 to play in the third. Haven't seen a lot of Jay Howard as of lately for Sumner-Fredricksburg as Lake Mills has really put some bodies on him. There's a 2-point shot, no good for Fred, but a foul is going to be called. Lake Mills fans not impressed. It'll be a foul on Lance Helming. So Lance Helming is going to be called for the foul against the Bulldogs, and Helming's going to have to go to the bench for Lake Mills. As Alex Manis will check back in. That's a fourth now on Helming. First free throw is up, and it is good for Niederhoff. He'll get one more. Second free throw is no good. Off the side of the iron. Back to 9, 48-39, 4:36 to play here in the third. Kingland, top of the key. Kingland looks to drive in. Kicks it back out to Bacon. Free throw line, Stensrud. Stensrud thought about a drive, but Wilharm had good position on him. Now Stensrud gets it back in better positioning, hands it off to Bacon. Bacon underneath for 2. Good left hand there by Logan Bacon as he finds the 2, his first field goal of the second half. And it's 50-39. 4:11 to play in the third. Mitchell, free throw line, Wilharm. He loses the handle on it, and Eli Menke's right there to say thank you so much, I'll take it. 4:02 to play in the third. Here come the Bulldogs back the other way. Bacon hands it back to Kingland. Kingland gets a flyby and a foul. Kingland with a shot fake of his own this time. Got the flyby and gets the defender to run right into him. That'll be the fourth now on Niederhoff. So Niederhoff is going to probably have to go to the bench here for Sumner-Fredricksburg as he picks up his fourth foul of the game. And Quigley will come back in that navy blue uniform. Vegas gold numbers and letters on front and back for Lake Mills. And Logan Bacon bricks it across the half-court line in his white jersey with gold outlining purple lettering on numbers on front and back. There's Bacon for 2. It's up and it is good. Off a nice feed, 52-39. Bulldogs lead, 3:38 to play here in the third quarter. And Aiden Stensrud says not here as they try to throw it inside to Wilharm, and Wilharm gets it batted away as Stensrud playing volleyball there. sends that one out of bounds. A lot of good volleyball has happened in this gym. And Stensrud getting into the mix here. Here's Howard, free throw line. We just talked about him, haven't seen much of Howard. Stensrud gets another blocked shot. Comes back to Wilharm. He tries for a hook shot. It's no good. And now Lake Mills will get it after a second opportunity there for Sumner-Fred. Here's Denton Kingland, just too quick as Kingland runs around the defender and in for two. Second field goal of the half for Kingland, 54-39. 3:11 to play here in the third. Mitchell left wing. Howard, now Wilharm. Wilharm with his right arm. That's good. Wilharm gets the righty to go. His second field goal of the second half. 54-41. 2:56 to play here in the third. Bacon, free throw line to Mankey. Mankey goes to the free throw line, kind of switches places, then gives it off to Kingland left wing. Kingland falls down with the basketball. Sumner-Fred wanted to travel, and now a timeout going to be called by Lake Mills. Now Bacon goes down. A couple of Bulldogs on the floor, and Coach Mankey's got timeouts to use, so might as well. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll take it as well. We'll come back in 30 seconds. Lake Mills boys basketball from KIOW.
Norseman Trucking in Lake Mills, Iowa excels in developing personal relationships with customers and company personnel, allowing Norseman to customize to their needs. Like them on Facebook, follow them on Twitter, and visit them online at norseman.com. That's NORSEMEN.com.
Back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. Zared Eggestal with you from Lake Mills Gymnasium this evening. 2:43 to play here in the third quarter. There's 16 seconds on the shot clock, so all that was going on. Of course, the shot clock's still ticking down. So coming out of timeout, Lake Mills knows that they only have 16 seconds left. Now that clock is at 10 on the inbound pass. 54-41. Kingland with 7 on the shot clock. Going to pull the trigger on a 3. No. Rebound to Nuss for Sumner-Fredricksburg. Here's Cowigley. He'll drive in, and a blocking foul going to be called on Kingland. So Kingland's going to be charged with his second foul of the game. It'll be the 5th now on the Bulldogs. 5 team fouls on Lake Mills in the half. 54-41 inbound pass. They get it to Zubke, and it's knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Sumner-Fredricksburg. Zubke, the junior, first time we've seen him tonight, 6'1" junior. Wears number 32, playing in his 20th game of the season, and now they're going to call Kingland away from the ball. So they call Kingland away from the inbound for a foul. Coach Mankey asking for an explanation. He got one. I'm not sure it's the explanation he wanted, but Kingland has been called for 3 fouls in this quarter. Denton Kingland had no fouls in the first half. Now he has 3 in this quarter. And quickly in foul trouble. They're going to have to keep an eye on that for Lake Mills. 54-41. Mitchell inside the lane. Zubke. Left side, this is Nuss. Nuss will try for 2 from the free throw line. Gets it to go. First field goal of the half for Nuss. It's 54-43. Inside, Stensrud for 2. Count the basket and the foul. Aiden Stensrud with the left hand gets the foul and the harm. Stensrud had 10 in the first half. First bucket of hit for him in the second half, and he'll get a chance at a 3-point play as the foul will go against Zubke. Zubke charged with his first. That is the 4th team foul against Sumner-Fredricksburg. And Stensrud 3-point play, no good. Rebound tracked down by Bacon. Back to Kingland. Kingland inside for 2. It's a 4-point transition for Lake Mills. They get it 2, miss a free throw, grab the rebound, and put it back up with Kingland. 4 straight for Lake Mills in that series. And it's now 58-43. Kick out. And a drive by Nuss for 2. No, too strong, and the rebound goes to Kingland. Lake Mills has numbers. Bulldogs are 4 on 3. Kingland in the lane for 2. It is no good. Rebound to Stensrud. Stensrud is fouled and will go to the free throw line for a pair. Stensrud will go back to the line for Lake Mills, as Mitchell is going to get charged with his 3rd foul. It'll be the 5th team foul against Sumner-Fredricksburg, and Stensrud, who was 2 of 3 from the free throw line in the first quarter, missed his first one here in the second half, but makes this one. he'll get one more opportunity here for the Lake Mills Bulldogs in the third quarter. 1:27 to play in the third. Second free throw is up, and it is good. So Stensrud will get them both to go. Now 60-43. Cowigley across the line for Sumner-Fred. Cowigley tried to throw inside to Wilharm. It's stolen away. It was poked out by Menke, but stolen by Stensrud. Here's Menke on the right wing. Menke drives in for two. Count the basket and the foul, and Menke goes hard to the floor. His teammates will quickly check on him, make sure he's okay. Menke takes the contact and gets the two to go, and he goes hard to the floor. And it looks like he's okay, but man, he took a shot, almost like a wide receiver going up to catch a football and then gets upended and goes straight to the floor. His first 2-point field goal of the game, and the three-point play is good. So Menke, they call that his third three-pointer, as he had two traditional threes and one old-fashioned three-point play there for Menke. Now Lake Mills looking for a steal, but they poked it out of bounds, and it will stay with Sumner-Fredricksburg. 1:05 to play here in the third quarter. 63-43. This lead is now 20. It is ballooned here in the third quarter. An 8-point lead at halftime is now 20, 63-43, with 1 minute to play in the third. Howard, Wilharm, quick passing to Mitchell on the right wing. Back to Howard, top of the key. He steps around a defender, will drive in, gives it back to Wilharm. They go back to what they're good at, and Wilharm finds the two. Sixth field goal, or 6-point third field goal for Wilharm in the second half. Kingland will drive. He's fouled, and now he's going back to the free throw line. Foul called against Nuss. That'll be his first. All these fouls called. Somehow Nuss has not committed one yet. And Kingland will get two opportunities. He's 3 for 3 from the free throw line tonight. And we'll get an opportunity here. The first one is up, and it is good. Now 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Kingland, a 73% free throw shooter on the season. And he's getting ready for just about his 100th free throw. That is up, and it is good on the season. 5 tonight. That was, no, he's one short. 99. That was his 99th free throw attempt of the season. Came in with 94 attempts. 65-45, back to a 20-point lead. 36 seconds left in the quarter. 26 on the shot clock. Here's a to Howard. That's no good. A rebound to Lake Mills. Gatsky's got the rebound, and it's shot clock off, so Lake Mills can take their time. Bulldogs do have the possession arrow for the fourth quarter, so a 2-for-1 opportunity here for Lake Mills. Stensrud's got it, which means they can score here with the last possession in this quarter and then get the ball to start the fourth quarter and get two possessions out of it. Instead, they go inside to Menke, and he's going to go up, and he's fouled. So they decide to go early on the game clock. Menke gets fouled. That'll be foul number 1 on Jay Howard. 7th team foul against Sumner-Fredricksburg, as Sumner-Fredericksburg fans screaming for a call at both sides, as that's what they're yelling. But if they were to see the foul differential tonight, it is 2. That's it. There's been 2 more fouls called on Sumner-Fredericksburg than Lake Mills. There's been 16 fouls called in the game on Sumner-Fredericksburg and 14 on Lake Mills. First free throw doesn't go, second free throw does. Here's Jay Howard, gives it back out to Cowigley. Cowigley, third block, try to feed it away, and it's going to go out of bounds with a .1 on the clock. I thought the clock was going to expire, but the clock operator here at Lake Mills gets it to stop with .1. Now there's a conversation with our officials. It is 66-45, a 21-point lead. Conversation, I think, is being had about whose ball it is, and they're going to say Sumner-Fredericksburg. So the one official said Lake Mills basketball. They're going to give it, it's going to have to be a tip with .1 on the clock. They're going to have to go for a tip, no catch and shoot. They do go for a tip, and it doesn't go. They knew it had to be a tip, cannot be a catch and shoot with .1. It has to be a tip. They got the tip, but it did not go. 66-45, we'll head to the fourth and final quarter. Lake Mills leads after a huge third. We'll come back in 1 minute. This is Lake Mills boys basketball from KIOW.
We want to see your smile. At Garner Dental Group, our goal is making sure every patient is confident in showing their full smile. No matter your dental needs, we can make that happen. Call us today to schedule an appointment and make 2023 the year your smile shines. Garner Dental Group. For more information, visit garnerdental.com.
Advanced Door Systems of Forest City. Advanced Door Systems is your Raynor and CHI overhead door dealer. They also service any make or model of overhead door. Call 641-585-1900 or see them online at ads-doors.com. Advanced Door Systems, the right door, the right way.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. 66-45, 8 minutes on the clock here to start the fourth quarter as the Bulldogs lead by 21. And Logan Bacon will bring the ball across the line here for Lake Mills. Bacon on the right wing, the 8th ranked in Class 2A Lake Mills Bulldogs. Now they throw it away as Sumner-Fredricksburg is going to have a steal. Nuss has got it. It's a 21-point lead. Lake Mills outscored Sumner-Fredricksburg 26-13 in that quarter. There's a three from Nuss as Sumner-Fredricksburg trying to dig back in as Nuss will start it off with a three-point basket here in the fourth quarter, and now a timeout called by Lake Mills right before the Bulldogs looked like they could possibly turn it over. So Lake Mills will have to call a timeout. It'll be a 30. We'll take it as well. 66-48, 30-second timeout. We'll come back in 30 seconds. Bulldog basketball from KIOW.
FCIS Insurance is proud to support our local athletes throughout the year. Let FCIS be your partner, not just your agent, helping you with all your insurance needs. With multiple carriers, we can get you the best coverage for the best price. Call us today at 800-331-1520. Good luck, Indians, from FCIS Insurance.
Here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. 66-48, Zarin Egestal with you here in Lake Mills as this is Class 2A District 7 semifinal. Winner gets the winner of Osage and North Fayette Valley, which was a 2-point game last time we checked on it in the third quarter. Lake Mills brings it across the half-court line with Stensrud getting a pass. Kingland wide open for three. Yes, he's got 31. Kingland with another three-point basket, 31 points tonight for Kingland. Had 20 in the first half, now 11 here in the second half. A 31-point night for the Lake Mills senior, 69-48. Kicks it back out left side. This is Niederhoff. To the right side, gives it to Mitchell, top of the key. Nuss, free throw line. Nuss looking for two as his shot blocked. No foul call. Foul called against Lake Mills. Bulldog fans didn't like it. They were looking for a block shot. Instead, Mankey is going to be charged with his scoreboard says first. I thought Mankey was charged with one earlier in the game. Not sure that's going to matter, but I believe that was Mankey's second. Scoreboard says first. Seventh foul called against Lake Mills. That were the same on. First free throw was no good by Nuss. He'll get one more. Second free throw, Nuss is up and it is good. So now the differential in the game is 1. Lake Mills called for their 15th foul of the game. Sumner-Fredricksburg called for 16 fouls in this game. Helming looking for 2, that's good. Helming with a nifty little move. 71-49, Lake Mills a 72-point per game team. At 71 here. Here's a three-point basket, no good. Howard. Stensrud tracks down the rebounds. His long arms. He just reached halfway to the stands there from inbounds and grabbed that. Just incredible length from Stensrud. Again, Lake Mills fans, just a sophomore. Inside Helming. Looking for 2. It is up and it is a travel before he goes in. Lake Mills fans, you could probably hear pretty audibly disagree. 71-49, 6:08 to play here in the fourth quarter. Lake Mills fans disagree with the travel called, including our amazing camera operator tonight, who happens to be Lake Mills girls basketball coach Beth Van Roekel. So thanks so much to her. And she, in agreement with the Lake Mills fans, knows the game of basketball pretty well, says she disagrees. This one inside the lane, going to be stolen away by Stensrud. Bacon, long pass. It's nearly out of bounds. Now they're going to call a timeout. Lake Mills calls a timeout. Fred thought that he took a hop step and a travel, but no, and they're going to call a bench warning against the Sumner-Fredricksburg bench. So Lake Mills fans were upset about a travel call a moment ago. Full timeout called here on the floor. We're going to keep it right here. We'll talk about what just happened. So we're going to talk about what just happened here as Lake Mills was about to travel. Before the travel happened, Coach Menke called a timeout. There was a hop step, but they're going to say that Lake Mills called the timeout before the travel occurred. And then the Sumner-Fredricksburg bench angry about that. And the official from behind who didn't make the travel call, he saw whatever was said or done at the Sumner-Fredricksburg bench, and he comes flying in and gives a bench warning. So they don't automatically have to give a team a technical. Of course, they could have just given a technical there, but they don't have to. They can give a bench warning, and that's what they do. So basically it's just like a written warning from a police officer. That's just about all it is just exactly that, a written warning. Nothing happens. 71-49, we're coming out of timeout. Lake Mills will have the basketball, so that's why Sumner-Fredericksburg fans are upset. They thought there was a travel. There was a travel, but it was a timeout for Lake Mills first. Here's a three, Menke, no good. And it's going to go out of bounds. Last touched by Lake Mills as Nuss wanted a foul called against him there offensively against Lake Mills, looking at the official putting his hands up. But again, just an out of bounds to Sumner-Fredericksburg. So they still do get the ball back. Nuss is going to line from range. That's no good. Kingland with the rebound. 71-49, and now we got a foul called against Sumner-Fred. As it's going to go against Niederhoff, and he's going to foul out of the game. That'll be the fifth foul for Niederhoff, and could be the end of the career for the senior, as he's going to get a standing ovation from the Sumner-Fredericksburg crowd. Of course, if Sumner-Fredericksburg eliminated tonight, that will be the end of the career for Niederhoff, and has had a pretty stellar season here for Sumner-Fredericksburg this season. Gets a good standing ovation. Free throw, no good. It was 1-1 for Lake Mills. The free throw was no good. And the rebound came back to Stensrud, and he put it up and he scored. And now we've got a foul called against Sumner-Fredericksburg on the rebound, so Stensrud will go back to the free throw line. It's 1-1. Stensrud will be the shooter. Foul will go against Mitchell. That'll be his fourth. So Mitchell's fourth. First free throw is up, and it is no good for Stensrud. Stensrud now 2 of 4 from the free throw line in the second half. We'll get one more opportunity. 73-49. Second free throw is good. Make it 74-49. Fourth quarter action. Here's a three, no good. Rebound to Kingland, and Kingland wants to run with it for the Bulldogs. Free throw line, Kingland, Menke. Menke doesn't pull the trigger on a three. Top of the key, Manis into Helming. Helming looking for more, and a foul going to be called, and Helming will go to the free throw line. So another foul called here against Sumner-Fredericksburg. It'll be the 10th, so 2 free throws. 10th foul, it'll be foul number 4 on Wilharm. So Wilharm charged with his 4th. And Helming's first free throw is up, and it is good. So Helming gets the first one to go. Gatsky's back in for Lake Mills. 75-49, 5:02 to play. We still have well over half of a quarter to go. Lake Mills leading. Second free throw, no good, and they're going to call a foul. All three officials blew the whistle, and now they're trying to figure out who's going to call the foul. There it is. They're going to call it on Kingland, so that'll be his 4th. So Denton's going to have to be careful as he's going to get charged with his 4th foul. As that free throw was no good for Stensrud. Rebound, and now we're shooting free throws, so we're going to walk to the other end as it is the 8th team foul against against Lake Mills. So now Sumner-Fredericksburg will get their opportunity from the free throw line as Achilles Quigley will shoot free throws. First free throw for Quigley is no good. It's a 1-1. So Gatsky will chase down the rebound for Lake Mills. It was a 1-1, and Lake Mills has got it. 75-49. Lake Mills leads the basketball game. Here's Manis going to pull the trigger on a three. That's off the mark. Howard's got the rebound. Outlet pass up to Nuss. Nuss catches it up and under. Layup is good. Great feed up to Nuss as he gets it to go. 75-51. Gatsky for Lake Mills with the basketball to Kingland. Kingland has 31 tonight for Lake Mills. Free throw line, Kingland gives it back to Menke now in the corner. Good passing to Manis. Wide open for a three. Can't get it to go. And the rebound comes to Howard for Sumner-Fredricksburg. Across the half-court line, Howard. Free throw line, Howard. Now to Nuss. Nuss going to pull the trigger on a three. That's no good. Rebound to Manis. Manis to Kingland, and they'll bring it across the line. Kingland for Lake Mills. 4 minutes to play here in the fourth. 75-51. Lake Mills appears like they're going back to a district final, but still a lot of time left. Free throw is, or pardon me, jumper is up, and it is good for Lance Helming. 77-51. 3:50 to play here in the fourth quarter. Nuss on the right wing. Nuss inside to Wilharm. Wilharm gives it back out. Baseline. They lose the handle on it. It's picked up by Manis. Manis is running the other way. Wide open for two. Lay-in is good. It spun around the bowl for a moment, but it goes for Alex Manis. He finds his first two. It's 79-51. 3:30 to play here in the fourth quarter. Let's see if we can check in on that Osage game. Osage all over. Actually, yeah, that's over. 50-37, so the winner gets Osage. There's a three. It is up and it is no good. Rebound, Quigley puts it back and he scores. Quigley finds a two. So Osage runs away from North Fayette Valley in the second half. That was a 2-point game in the third quarter. It ended 50-37, according to the scoreboard. Here's a two. It's up and it is good for Lance Helming, and a technical foul has been called against Lake Mills, and that's going to end the night for Denton Kingland. So Denton Kingland will pick up his fifth foul via technical, and he will be out of the game. So Kingland will have to leave the game with his fifth via technical. I was watching there was an argument at half court between two players and a referee, and that's what happened with the technical foul. That's where the technical foul came in. So I missed who put up that last two for Lake Mills. I believe it was Lance Helming. That would be the only one that makes sense as far as points-wise goes. So Achilles Quigley will shoot the technical free throw. First one is up and it is good. And it will be Sumner-Fredricksburg basketball after that. Coach Menke is getting an explanation from the official on why the technical was called, as he already got an explanation from his players. So he's heard from both sides now, as Denton Kingland came over and explained his case. Denton came over and explained his case to Coach Menke, and then Coach Menke got up and walked over to the official and asked the official's explanation. So we got from both sides. Here's a three for Howard. That is no good. Rebound to Quigley. Quigley will put it back up. Also no good. And it will come back. There's two bodies on the floor. And they're going to call time as they're tied up. And now there's a conversation between the officials and two players, one for Lake Mills and one for Sumner-Fredricksburg. They might give double technicals here as they stop play because they were both tied up. They may issue double technicals to these two. Tied up across the way. I didn't catch what was going on. It was probably out of camera view too because the camera had already switched, but Achilles Quigley and Aiden Stenzer, no, they're not going to give any technicals out. They're just going to have a conversation with coaches and players and then bring the ball back into the front court where the ball was. The ball was in the front court. And there was a tie-up between Quigley and Stensrud in the backcourt. They were laying on top of each other. And the officials gave a stern talking to. I could hear it through my headphones. Through talking, I could hear the official talking. Here's Stensrud inside. He'll find a two-point basket. He was given a little bit of a talking to those two. 83-55. Jay Howard will try to find Chu. It's up and it is no good. So it's getting a little squirrely here at the end of this game with Lake Mills leading 83-55. And I think the Bulldogs are content with what they got. They're just going to try to get their guys out of here unscathed, as there was a little scramble underneath the hoop. And I think the Bulldogs just don't want to have anything happen making a postseason run. They're going to get a rematch here with the Osage Green Devils in the district final on Tuesday. And, of course, want to make sure they're completely healthy, so both teams will substitute. We'll try to give you everybody that's in. Nash Delger is in for Lake Mills. Keaton Wempen is in, 6'2" sophomore. Colin Schmidt is in for Lake Mills as well, a senior at 6'2", to go along with Gatsky and Manis, who stay in. Here's a Quigley. We'll try to give you that's Trainer. Try to give you all the Sumner-Fredricksburg players that are in as well. They made some substitutions. Jay Howard, and we're going to have a foul called against Lake Mills. It'll be the 10th team foul now against the Bulldogs. So 2 free throws coming here for Sumner-Fredricksburg. As the foul for Lake Mills will go against Wempen. So Wempen charged with his first foul of the game, 10th team, and free throws. Jay Howard will get 2. First one is up and it is good. Also in for Lake Mills, Kyle Hansi, a 6'4" junior, wears number 24. He's into the game as Manis leaves. Second free throw, Howard is no good. Rebound comes out to Lake Mills. Now there's a scramble for the basketball. Sumner-Fredericksburg's got it. Here's a 2. It is up and it is no good for Nuss. And the rebound comes to Lake Mills. 83-56, Bulldogs lead are on their way to a district final appearance on Tuesday against the Osage Green Devils. Here's a steal for Trainer. Ball's loose on the floor. There's still a fight for it. Nobody's got possession. Howard's now got it back for Sumner-Fredericksburg. 83-56, 1:18 to play here in the fourth quarter. Jay Howard on the right wing, inside Quigley, and Quigley's fouled, and we'll go to the free throw line, so we have more free throws. Why not? The 11th team foul called now against Lake Mills, as they're going to charge Schmid with his first. So Schmid charged with his first foul, playing in his 17th game of the season. And Achilles Quigley will go back to the free throw line. First free throw is up and it is good. Quigley is 3 of 4 from the free throw line in the second half. Looks like Lake Mills will sub again. Jeremiah Jensen, a sophomore at 6'2", wears 20. He'll check into the game. Second free throw, Quigley is up and it is no good, short. And the rebound comes to Lake Mills. 83-57 is the lead for the Bulldogs. 1:04 to play here in the fourth. Cook is also in for Sumner-Fredericksburg. So Kane Cook into this game as well for the Lake Mills Bulldogs. 83-57. 54 seconds left here in the game as a couple of Sumner-Fredericksburg players will leave. Joe Kroenke will check in here for Sumner-Fredericksburg. Who else we got? Van Elgenberg is in as well for Sumner-Fredericksburg. Schoonover is in as well for the Cougars. 30 seconds left in the game. There's 11 on the shot clock, so Sumner-Fredericksburg will have to get a shot up. No, a foul called, and so we're going to get more free throws with 26 seconds left in the game. That will shut the shot clock off now, as well as the second foul called against the Bulldogs, Schmid. So he'll be charged with his second 12th team foul against Lake Mills. And actually, Lake Mills has now been charged with more team fouls in this game than Sumner-Fredericksburg. 20 team fouls for Lake Mills at the moment. Sumner-Fredericksburg has been charged with 18. First free throw is up and it is good. For Kroenke, so he'll get the first one to go. And he'll get one more opportunity at it. Second free throw is up and it is no good. Rebound will go out of bounds. Last touched by Lake Mills. Stays with Sumfred. 83-58. 24 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. We'll get another inbound pass as they'll inbound it and lost it out of bounds. Schoonhover, they're going to say it was poked out by Lake Mills, so it'll stay with Sumfred, but we're going to restart again. 22 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. The last 4 minutes of this fourth quarter have had some excitement. 20 seconds now left in the game. 83-58 in the corner. 13 seconds left. Here's a three on the way. It is no good. Rebound put back up, and it is good for Zupke. So Zupke will find a chew for Sumner-Fred. 3 seconds left in the game, and that will do it. 83-60 will be the final score as Schmidt will just hang on to it. He was getting some cheers from his fans to put one up, but Schmidt knows with a 23-point lead, just going to hang on to it. And Lake Mills will go on to win by 23 points tonight. 83-60 will be the final score. Bulldogs advance to the district final. Bulldogs into the district final against Osage on Tuesday. Again, that site has not been determined yet, but when it is, we'll let you know, and we will have coverage, of course, for you here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. Post-game show comes your way in 3 minutes on KIOW.
Single Stat Hardware in Lake Mills has American-made Whirlpool, Maytag, and Amana appliances to make your life easier. For appliances with the best in innovation, quality, dependability, and free delivery, see Single Stat Hardware, your do-it-best store at 202 North Washington in Lake Mills, or at singlestathardware.com. IMT Transport Incorporated of Garner, the premier safety-centered carrier for ag and truck equipment with an elite 250-plus truck fleet. IMT Transport will move your heaviest valuables to 48 states, integrating modern technology to map and monitor loads with certified planners and dispatchers and the best drivers in the industry,
John,
making it happen all year round.
For the next one.
Shipping the right way today with IMT Transport.
Forest City Family Dentistry downtown on J Street. Dr. Layla can now place crowns in one visit. No clumsy temporary or return appointment needed. Also ask us about replacing missing teeth with affordable dental implants. Visit the place that puts a smile on your face. Forest City Family Dentistry. Call 585-4636.
Welcome back here on KIOW, live at KIOW.com. We come back as we are joined now by a couple of members of the Lake Mills Bulldogs boys basketball team. Denton Kingland going to join us first. Denton able to find 31 points in this game. You had 20 in the first half. It just seemed like you were at first kind of just drawing some defenders, and then they were kind of confused on who they wanted to guard and left you open a couple times, and you just knocked down shots. What did you see out there tonight?
Yeah, just honestly doing anything that I can to help our team advance. I mean, that's all it is right now, survive and advance. I mean, it's kill or be killed, and, I'm not letting us go out on our home court, and the advantages were there. I took them, and it was a good outcome.
Kind of interesting for me this year. You put up 112 assists in the regular season, but also scored almost 400 points in the regular season. So you kind of have that fine balance of finding your teammates or scoring yourself. How do you know when is the best option?
Right. Well, we got a lot of guys that can score the basketball. That's for sure. Lance is a efficient scorer. Aiden Stendrud, efficient scorer. Eli Menke, efficient scorer. All in their own ways. All can do their own things. But when you got guys like that, you got to find them. And I knew this year, I was going to be a shooter, and I knew I needed to be a playmaker and help facilitate for my guys and get them good looks so then we could, be the best team we could possibly be. And, I'd say that really developed my game and knew the role I had to take, and, it's paying off so far.
Let's talk about your big sophomore inside in Aiden Stensrud. Anytime he gets the ball, he's got position on the second or the first block. It's pretty much an automatic basket. Why is he such an efficient player inside?
Right. Dude's a hammer. For being as young as he is, being a sophomore, I mean, he can ball. A lot of guys don't expect that lefty hook from him, and then they'll get caught with it a few times, and it's just kind of over for him once he gets him sealed down there in the post. He really puts in a lot of work, and he deserves all of it. That's for sure. So really happy to just have him on our team, and he's one of those great guys he's a glue guy, that's for sure.
Another first-team all-conference performance from you. Your team goes 22-0 as of right now, 21-0 in the regular season.
Right.
At times this year it maybe seemed like people didn't have faith in you guys coming into Class 2A this year. You guys were kind of shaded a little bit. Do you guys ever use any of that for fuel, or do you kind of just don't care about that stuff?
Hey, I mean, if they want to doubt on us, that's okay. But, when you lose two of your best players, I mean, hey, what are they supposed to expect? They definitely didn't think that we'd have the guys that we do. And, man, I'm just happy we have the guys that we do. That's for sure.
Awesome. Denton, thanks so much.
Thank you.
As Lance Helming going to join us here as well. As Lance here on the post-game show had 4 points in the first half for you, Lance, but you went off in the second half. 16 total for you in the contest. A little foul trouble there in the first half. How were you able to work in that in the second half to stay in the game, stay out of foul trouble in the second half? you were able to do that. So how were you able to do that?
You really just got to be sound on defense, get to the position early, just got to be straight up. And, when they beat you, you're going to have to, just go straight up. So just no jumping and doing pogo stick, I guess, is what we've been called. But, just not jumping and stuff like that.
I think they kind of lost you defensively in the second half. You scored 4 in the first, but kind of went off there in the second half. What were you seeing offensively in the second half from you personally?
Well, our team just does such a great job of moving the ball, finding the open man, finding the mismatch. And, there were mismatches all over the floor. Denton had it going like the whole night, but especially in the first half. And then they key on him, and that just opens it up for everyone else. And that really, that just opens it up for me and for Aiden and for everyone,
It got kind of physical there in this contest down the stretch. Talk about that. Just different types of games this year, but those physical games, you guys are big, tough guys. So you probably enjoy the physicality going through that contact and trying to still score the basketball.
Right, yeah. We're always fans of physicality. We thrive on that. We play through any game. We are just trying to have fun out there, play our game, move the ball, find mismatches, and physical or not, we're going to try to dominate as much as we can.
You guys are back in a district final now. You're going to take on an Osage team that you've already seen this year. So, what's your mindset going into Osage?
Yeah, we already played them once, and we're just gonna go have a film session on them, see what their strengths are, and just play our ball and just defense and everything. Defense first, for sure.
Awesome, Lance. Thanks so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
Really appreciate it. Lance Helming with the Lake Mills boys basketball team joining us here at the post game. As he'll head back now and join the rest of his teammates. We will take a 2-minute timeout when we come back in 2 minutes. We'll have everything you need to know from this contest, stats, recap. We'll have it all for you in 2 minutes here on KIOW.
It's the pride in every pour that makes Keppen Custom Concrete stand above the rest. From footings to foundation walls, driveways to sidewalks, when you're looking for high standards set in concrete, it's Keppen Custom Concrete. Find them on Facebook.
Cattlemen's at the Club. Solid, simple, and honest food. Located at the Belmont Country Club. Cooked to perfection roast prime rib of beef, burgers, Alaskan walleye, pasta, Tex-Mex, and steaks. Homemade salad bar with all entrees, plus Sundays, enjoy a 3-meat buffet. Cattlemen's at the Club in Belmont.
The County Line C Team of Chuck Rubish, Jake Young, and myself, Matt Keel, are your premier and local DeKalb, Asgrove, Agrigold, and NK dealer in Forest City. With a combined over 30 years of seed experience, we're setting a new trend in agriculture at County Line. Call today at 641-581-3300 or visit us off the Airport Blacktop in Forest City.
Forest City Ford at the corner of 9 and 69 in Forest City wishes good luck to our local athletes. We look forward to seeing you compete. When you need a vehicle, see us at Forest City Ford, where customers really do send their friends.
At Winnebago Mutual Insurance Association and Winnebago Insurance Agency in Lake Mills, you get the coverage you know you need from the people you know will be there for you when you need them most. Trust in tomorrow with Winnebago Mutual and Winnebago Insurance Agency, your local Grinnell Mutual Insurance providers.
Swenson's Do-It-Best Hardware and Brick. Get thousands of handy items like Traeger grills, WeatherTech products, housewares, tools, plumbing, electrical, and building materials. For all your painting projects, choose Valspar Pristine, Medallion, and Integrity paints. We do custom matching from any color. Get ready for spring at Swenson's Do-It-Best Hardware and Brick, serving North Iowa for over 40 years.
After 12 years of service in North Iowa, Top Dead Center Truck Equipment is sold to Western Snow Plows and Truck Accessory Businesses, the KCS Plows, the subsidiary of Kingland Construction Services. Todd and the staff want to thank you for partnering with them to keep snow moving in North Iowa. Stay safe moving snow in the future. Thank you from Top Dead Center Truck Equipment of Forest City.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. Final score tonight in Class 2A District number 7. Lake Mills defeats Sumner-Fredricksburg 83-60 is the final score. And Lake Mills, huge second half from the Bulldogs as they are able to go on to win this game. This was an 8-point game at halftime in which Lake Mills separates themselves in the third quarter, outscoring the Sumner-Fredericksburg Cougars 26-13 in that third quarter, and that's going to be the difference in this contest as They get themselves away and find the win. It got a little wild there down the end. Sumner-Fredricksburg does make a little bit of a run in the fourth quarter, getting within 2 of Lake Mills as far as points by quarter go, but just not enough for Sumner-Fredricksburg in this contest, as they're going to lose tonight 83-60. They will end their season. Sumner-Fredricksburg ends their season at 9-14 overall, and first round postseason win, but one and done for Sumner-Fredricksburg. As far as Lake Mills goes, they will advance now to the district final, where they will get the Osage Green Devils on Tuesday night, and of course we will have that game for you right here on KIOW. Let's jump into the contest here. In the first quarter, Lake Mills scored 22 points. In the second quarter, Lake Mills scored 18 points. In the third quarter, Lake Mills scored 26 points. And in the fourth quarter, Lake Mills scored 17 points. That gets them to 83. Again, Lake Mills actually ties Sumner-Fredricksburg with just 3 quarters, as Lake Mills had 66 at the end of the third quarter. So if you take Lake Mills' first 3 quarters, put them with Sumner-Fredericksburg's 4 at 66-66. For Sumner-Fredericksburg, they score 15 points in the first quarter, 17 points in the second quarter, 13 points in the third quarter, and 15 points in the fourth quarter to get them to 60. Again, 83-60 is our final score. Our halftime score was 40-32, 8-point lead. Our third quarter score was 66-45. And for Lake Mills, Denton Kingland leads the way. We just talked to him a moment ago. He was 5 of 6 from the free throw line, had 31 points, fouled out of this game with 5 fouls, but he leads all scorers with 31. Aiden Stensrud had 17, 16 out of Lance Helming, 10 from Eli Menke, 7 from Logan Bacon, and 2 from Alex Manis. For Sumner-Fredericksburg, they scored 21 points with Callan Wilheim, 2 points with Zubke, 15 points with Nuss. It was 4 points for Mitchell, 1 point for Jay Howard. Jay Howard had 29 points in the opening round postseason game against Forest City. He scored 29 in that contest. Lake Mills held him to 1. 4 points for Niederhoff and 12 points for Cowigley in this contest for Sumner-Fredericksburg. Sumner-Fredericksburg was 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the first half. In the second half, they got a 3 of 5 performance out of Cowigley, a 1 of 2 performance out of Niederhoff, also 1 of 2 performance out of Jay Howard, 2 of 4 in the second half out of Nuss from the free throw line, and then 1 free throw, the lone point of the contest for Koroniak. So he finds 1 point as well. He was 1 for 2 from the free throw line, so much worse for Sumner-Fredericksburg in the second quarter than in the first quarter, as they go have 8 makes to their 15 misses. So 8 of 15 in the second half on the free throw line for the game. They will go 13 of 22 in the contest from the free throw line. As far as Lake Mills goes, they went 6 of 7 in the first half. Lake Mills got a 2 of 3 performance in the second half out of Eli Menke, a 2 of 3 performance in the second half out of Lance Helming from the free throw line. It was a 3 of 6 performance out of Stensrud from the free throw line in the second half, and 2 of 3 from the free throw line in the second half there out of Denton Kingland. So Lake Mills makes 9 free throws in the second half. 9 of 15 for Lake Mills there in that second half of action. So for the game, the Bulldogs will go 15 of 22 for the game from the free throw line. Lake Mills was called for 20 total fouls in this game. Sumner-Fredericksburg was called for 18. So the two teams will combine for 38 fouls called in the contest. And again, we just mentioned the 22 and 15, a total of 37 free throws shot on 38 fouls called in the contest for both of these two clubs. Again, Lake Mills will advance on as they defeat the Sumner-Fredericksburg Cougars tonight. They will go on to the district final, where they will play the Osage Green Devils on Tuesday night, and we will have that contest for you right here on KIOW. You can look for all the scores from all the rest of the district games tomorrow online at KIOW. We'll have them for you in the morning as well on Mix 107.3. That's going to do it here from Lake Mills High School. We want to thank, again, Beth Van Ruckel from the head coach of Lake Mills girls basketball team. She was our camera operator tonight. Thanks so much to her for her work this evening. John Jacobs was our studio operator. We appreciate him as well. Again, the final score here from Lake Mills, it was the Bulldogs winning the district semifinal in District 7 of Class 2A, 83-60 over the Sumner-Fredricksburg Cougars, and will advance on to Tuesday night's district championship. If you heard a sponsor on tonight's broadcast, go out, patronize those businesses, and tell them that you appreciate their support of Lake Mills Bulldog Athletics. We would not be able to be here without them. I'm Zaron Egestal saying good night, everybody, from Lake Mills.